Steve Okino with History in the Hand here, and I'm going to do a little detecting today, but mostly I'm just exploring this old mine town that was only here for maybe just about 50 years. And behind me you can see the roadway. We're just kind of nestled on the hillside here in north central Pennsylvania. Got my Diggin Dog Mac with me. There he is right behind me. Come on along, let's see what we can find. Hopefully we can get some history to hold in our hand. All right, we've got a good signal here. Oh my gosh, there's so much junk. Ooh, hey. That is an Indian head penny right there. Look at that headdress. 1901, I believe. Let me see if I can clean this up and we can get a little bit of a better look at it. But that is encouraging, especially here among the beer tabs and Miller cans from campers. This is solid brass. It's obviously mechanical. It slid back and forth. Oh boy, your guess is as good as mine. It would be coal mine related. Oh, these black flies are driving me crazy. I think we've got ourselves a nickel here. Oh my gosh. It's just a Washington. I don't know if I'll ever get the date off that. I thought it might be a V nickel, but it looks like oh boy. Who knows? Anyhow, this Pennsylvania soil's pretty rough on these things. We'll put that in the pocket and keep looking, but we're holding history in our hand right here. On to the next. It's clear that there was a mining house right here. There goes Mac. A frog jumped in, but look at that old foundation right there. That's pretty nifty. So there were a row of houses along here, according to an old map that I saw. So we're going to keep looking. I see a coin right here beside this foundation. And if I had to guess, I would say Indian head penny. Hard to imagine it wouldn't be. Let's see if we can clean this up. We'll get a closer look while my dog gets more and more mucky. Here we have a harmonica plate that a root has grown completely through it. So there's the harmonica reed plate right there. It's amazing. It's amazing how these... Wow. That is nifty. Don't know if that harmonica was lost or whether too many of the reeds broke off and it was missing too many notes. But we'll put that here on the good side. That is a piece of history right there. That's great. All right, back to searching. It's starting to rain. I still have to go back across the creek and get wet again. That's the interesting thing about some of this low-grade coal. It has iron in it, and it'll give a nice, clear tone. Oh well. Such is the nature of a coal town. got what could be a penny signal here. I don't know. It's a nice clear tone. Who knows? Could be anything. It's a little deeper than I thought. Well, very interesting. Brass. And it looks like it was some sort of container that held something. There was a hinge right there and a top that opened. Do you think it was for cigarettes, possibly? If you know, hit me up in the comments. It says that this watchmaker has been making watches since 1740, so that doesn't really help us put an age on it. When I get home, I'll do a little bit of research and see if I can see. Well, this is stainless steel back, so this has to be modern. Anyhow, we'll put it in our things of interest and keep on going. Hey, welcome everybody to another edition of History in the Hand, and today we have something very special. Phil here has become our first ever guest. Woo! Which means he's either crazy or desperate to be on film. We're not sure which.
Yeah, yet to be determined.
But it'll be Phil's first time detecting. Come on along, let's see if we can get some history to hold in our hand. Phil has found evidence of the reason the town was here.
These old anthracite mines all up and down these old valleys in north central Pennsylvania were the bread and butter after the lumber industry got started. Then it was anthracite coal. Heat people's homes and everything else.
Nice. You can put that right on the barbecue grill.
You can.
All right, let's go find metal.
Old-fashioned pot hanger wool hook thing.
Yeah.
Coat hook, maybe.
Wow. Heavy duty.
Yeah.
Heavy duty.
Miners.
Mac has made himself two-tone, and I just found a chunk of mine car track. It's kind of like railroad track, but smaller. Well, that is too nice not to dig. Oh, for crying out loud. I found what looks like maybe a brass door plate. Boy, it's heavy. So, good solid piece of history right here, right in the hand. Love it. All right, on to the next. So we're working around this old foundation right here, and Phil has found himself a relic.
Dinner spoon.
Ooh, boy, you could fit a lot of stew on that baby, couldn't you?
I have a feeling that fed some people through it.
Is that? Yeah.
I think it's an old.
Is that ceramic coating?
I think it is. I think
yeah.
It's an old camp-style ceramic coating.
Oh, that is fantastic.
There we go.
Nice job. Great find.
One more.
Love it. Yeah.
In the right bag.
Yeah, that goes in the good side, right? Well, we've kind of had our fill of digging, well, harmonica parts for one, and gigantic iron objects.
Yeah, pieces of railroad and ancient whatevers out of the ground.
Oh my gosh. But we had a nice day, gave a little blood to the black fly blood bank.
So now we got to explore a new area we've never been to, which
That's
is
right.
awesome.
Yeah.
And find some more of what used to be a city just 100 years ago.
I know.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it is. Now, we find a mossy rock, we'll lay stuff out that we found and let you see the sum total. All right, we've got everything laid out here, and found a horseshoe. I found several of these the other day. I'm not exactly sure what they are. The corners are turned up like they were for traction or something. Don't know what those are. If you know, let me know. Bunch of iron junk and big huge things. There's a wall hook and a spike, and we think this was the handle off of some sort of bucket. There's a spoon bowl, lots of copper, this strange brass object, and a bunch of fired shotgun and bullet shells. Here, Phil found an old file. I don't think that can be brought back for use. There is the Mystery Smith and something company. We found some brass petcocks, and then 10,000 harmonica parks. Yes, that was exaggeration for comic effect, including this one, which I've never seen one that was angled like that, unless it was possibly a bass harmonica. I got to research it when I get home. But it's been a pretty good day, and so we're gonna, before we go anemic from the black flies, we're quitting. So yeah, it's been a good day. And just to remind you, if you're not looking for it, you're not going to find it. So Mac the Diggin' Dog and Phil and I say, see you later. Catch up with you next time on History in the Hand. My buddy Ryan with me here today, and we're going to see what we can find. Snooping around, we have an old map that kind of shows where the store was and some of the houses, and there was a church and a school, so I'm sure we'll be back a couple of times, but we're going to see if we can get some history to hold in our hands. Wish us luck and come along with us. My first strike was this really cool little brass button, very decorative, 2 pieces, starting to rot away a little bit. But let's go over it. Ryan says he found one of the things that we always find by old homesteads. Wait till you see this. All right, we're only 5 minutes in, and Ryan has already found something we always find.
Look at that.
There it is, the rusty hinge. Oh,
still got a nail
baby.
in there.
Yep, still has a nail. Look at the size of that big old cut nail right there. That's a big one. That borders on a spike. Nice. Good job. Let's keep going. Looks like we have here what I would say is a plate from a pocket watch, and the hinge would have been right there to pop it open, possibly. And I'm sure there's a bunch of little gears and springs and stuff, but this was cast off. Right in this same hole, I found a 12 gauge shotgun brass and a 22 shell. So there's just a plethora of signals here. You can see there's old bottles still cast off around here. So pretty interesting. A little bit of history in the hand. I wonder what time it was when this quit. Just a metal coating over a wooden handled spoon or fork or knife, but Ryan has scored a musical find. We've got a beautiful piece of an old harmonica plate, about looks like a half of it, or maybe 1/3 that was left, but that's pretty interesting. And right over there is the foundation hole. So we're looking forward to finding more stuff here. Nice find, Ryan.
Thanks.
You don't need to play it. That's okay. We're still digging, and there's just, my gosh, there are so many signals. It's unbelievable. I'm trying to pick out the good ones, but it's hard. Right here in my hand, we see a little boot latch right there for looping laces around, and this piece of a kerosene lamp. So, I mean, that's fairly common around these old homesteads, but it's pretty interesting. Seems like the action was the 1880s to right about 1913. Then they shut the coal mine down and most people moved away. So whatever we're finding was from that era, maybe a couple of years this side of it. Pretty cool. Holding history in the hand. Let's keep going. Almost any time you get a 92, you know what that is on a simplex. That's a silver quarter. Well, it's not every single time. You know what it is sometimes? A mule shoe. Oh well. Please pass the salt. Thank you. Thank you. Ryan scores jewelry. So we have a little locket here. You can see where it has a top and a bottom. And it may have had something ornamental on the front where it was held on. Cool. Oh, true love at the coal camp.
Wow.
Nice find.
That's sweet.
That's great.
Wow.
A little history right in the hand. All right. Found ourselves an old collar that was pounded on to the end of an axle of probably a big old horse-drawn wagon or something, slightly beveled. Well, here we have a little brass bell, but it is not a crodal bell off of a horse harness. This one looks to have been more decorative. It's more slightly built and I think a little bit more modern, similar to the ones that we actually have now for like little Christmas decorations and things, but it looks like it almost snapped on or was held in place by another fastener. But that's pretty interesting. It's a copper handle to maybe a small little, maybe it was a little copper kettle or something. Pretty interesting. We'll keep it. Pretty common find around old homesteads like this, but this one's actually a little larger than usual. It takes up most of my hand, and it still has two of the holders, two of the four holders that used to hold the globe in place for this kerosene lamp. But this is a big old brass piece that I imagine that maybe this piece broke off or the one on this side and they just threw it out the window. But big old piece of brass and a little bit of history in our hand. That's fantastic. All right. So there must have been a lot of harmonica playing going on here, because the other parts that I found would not fit in this one. So I think we have yet another. It's very popular around these old homesteads because I wonder what else did they have to do? And this looks like it was buried in ashes. So I wonder if, makes me wonder if that just got thrown in the fire. Maybe a family member did not like that song. It's possible. All right, on to the next. Ryan and I have returned to the site of an old coal mining town. A lot of people have been here in the past, but we're going to dig around some foundations that were on the old map and maybe find out where the school and the church was. And we will also make it a goal to drink out of the spring that is marked on the map. So that's going to be a cool thing. You ready, Ryan?
Oh yeah.
Let's get going. Ryan and I have found the location of the one of the churches. You can still see there was a stone area blocked off here, and then here's the main foundation, or what remains of it. It's pretty amazing. And look, there's the back wall right there, and then straight up the mountain. It's kind of like going into a cave, but underneath here we have laid up stone and water coming out. Cool, clear water. And my guess is this is where people came to fill up their buckets and stuff. it's a significant flow of water. So that's pretty cool. Ryan spotted it. Eagle Eye Ryan. It's nestled right here on the bottom of this steep mountain here in north central Pennsylvania. I'm going to see how it tastes. Wow, that's good. Found ourselves a spoon, and that is nifty. It has seen better days. I'll get it cleaned up and we'll see if we can get a close-up of it. But what a great piece of history from this coal mining town. With the simplex, it's almost always a quarter when it's just a screaming 91, 92, but that is not always the case. Sometimes it's an old rusty axe head. Look, this is trillium. It's one of the delicate little forest flowers that are only out in the spring. It's kind of cool.